Joining me, I've got the Director of Information and Publicity for ZIMURA, board member as well, Mr. Alexio Gwenzi, as well as Roselyn Chirume, the Head Documentation and Distribution. Good morning to you, Alexio.
Hi Scott, how are you, man?
I'm good.
Long time, you good?
Long time indeed. Good morning to you, Rose, as well.
Good morning, Scott. How are you?
I'm doing exceptional. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. I think it's a very interesting conversation. I've been looking forward to this, honestly. Nikuti, like I said, zvakakosha kuti tinzwisise kuti where are we as Zimbabwe in terms of our music industry, but not only that, but how our artists working, do they understand where they are, and where are you taking them as a body as well. But before we get in depth, I'm interested in understanding what you guys do. Let me start with you, Rose. As the Head Documentation and Distribution, what is your mandate?
All right, thank you, Scott. Good morning, listeners. I'll briefly tell what we do as Zimbabwe Music Rights Association as a whole.
Right.
Zimbabwe Music Rights Association is an association of music composers, authors and publishers of music. It was established to protect some of the rights that are granted to the artist as provided by the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Act, Chapter 26.05. So what we do, how we protect these rights as Zimbabwe Music Rights, we license all the public users of music, and then at the end of a given period, we distribute back the money to the composers who are the right holders.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And how we distribute these royalties, we base with the log sheets that we get from broadcasters who are the major users of music. So we distribute according to how the log sheets are submitted to us by the broadcasters.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll also talk about that licensing and distribution and probably make it light for our listeners to understand what we're talking about. Let me get to you, Alexio, before we get in depth as well and understand what you do as the Director of Information and Publicity.
My role is to bring awareness to the public to understand how ZIMURA works.
Mm-hmm.
It is my duty to make sure that all the information that is needed to be disseminated to all stakeholders is disseminated, and also to help the artists themselves to understand the benefits that they get from being a member of the Zimbabwe Music Rights Association.
Mm-hmm. Let's just get straight into that because mabata pakakosha papa pama benefits apa. What do they stand to benefit? How important is it for an artist to register with ZIMURA? And vano wani patri.
It's very important. Like what Rose alluded to, we collect and distribute royalties. I mean, music is a business, and if you're making music, it's not just for scatter to play the song and then you say to your friends, "Yo, my song is being played on radio, so it's going down." But you also have to make a little something out of that. That's where we come in. We collect royalties for every time your song is played on radio. Stations, broadcasters, TV stations, radio stations, they pay for that. So we collect that royalty and then we distribute to you. That is the most important role that ZIMURA plays. And we also, we also collect for local international broadcasters, even from digital service providers like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. And then we also offer free legal advice and guidance on contract signing, which I've noticed most artists, they don't really know how to do it.
Yeah.
They get duped most of the times. So it's important that we also offer that service on contract signing. And also we offer gratuity for qualifying members. If you are a member for a certain number of years, we give a payout for that. To say you've been a member for 20 years, you've reached a certain age, then we give you a payout, maybe 500 USD equivalent of a gratuity. And we also offer free funeral policy. You don't have to worry about, we've partnered with one of the biggest funeral service providers in the country. So you're covered. You don't have to worry about where do I get a casket, where do I get this and that. Your family is covered.
Right.
And also we offer recommendation letters, including passports and visa applications. And also if you want to import studio equipment, you should be a member, Scatter. I know you're into music, my guy. You should be a member.
Most definitely.
So we also give recommendations. If you want to import studio equipment, you don't have to really worry about that whole duty issue. We help you with that. And also we offer free education on copyright related issues. Like you were asking, what is a copyright? What is a mechanical right? We also offer free education on that as well. And then we've got what we call incapacitation allowance, where, for example, an artist becomes incapacitated, maybe an accident is occurred, they can't perform, they can't go out there and hustle. We give them something to cushion them during that difficult time as a member. So there are many more benefits that I can't waste time talking about, but I'll tell you, you just have to be a member of ZIMURA to benefit what every other artist that you know is also benefiting.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I think that's exceptional. You spoke about something which I feel is important as well. That free legal advice. I think currently Celsius is in a role with someone. You know, I was doomed to and I think that's where you come in as well, like you said, which is something that I think goes a long way in assisting our artists. Let me turn back to you, Rose. Now, your registration yacho na mkoma Alexio. In zvinhu zvakawanda zvinotaurwa over the years, honestly, anenge ari mako ndakanzwa kuti zvinodai hapana anoda kuita doneta follow up kuti kuzimura kwacho ndo inovhunza ani, you know. Ngatimbotaura nezvazvo, take us through the requirements kuti chii chinofanira kuitwa kuti ndizonzi registered. I'm a fully registered musician in Zimbabwe.
All right, thank you. Firstly, let me just say this before I take the listeners through the registration process. You know, I advise all those who want to join with ZIMURA not to follow what social media says. You know, false information moves very fast. So I advise those who want to register to get in touch with ZIMURA so that they get the correct information and so that they are not misled. You know, the registration process with ZIMURA is so simple and straightforward. As I speak right now, as ZIMURA, we're celebrating 40 years of existence this year. And as part of the celebrations, we removed the registration fee. So now registration is free. You don't pay anything if you want to register. How you then become eligible, besides the free registration, you should have copyright. You should have music that you have composed. You should own copyright to some works. Whether you have one song, as long as you own copyright, you are a composer, you are an author, or you're a producer, or a music publisher, as long as you own copyright, you're free to come and join. So you just need your music, which you can send through to us through the email in an MP3 format. If you have the hard copies, which are the CDs and the cassettes, if they are still there, you just bring a copy of the CD and then a photocopy of your ID. That's that. You just come and fill in the forms. Once you fill in the forms, but this completion and submission of the forms will not automatically entitle one into membership. The applicants are then admitted into the membership by the board when they sit in their meetings. And it's not like one has to physically come to the offices. We are flexible. You can do it online through the email, or you can send it even through the WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number, I'm sure we can give it later at the end of the interview. But the registration is so simple and straightforward. It's just a photocopy of your ID, the music, as long as you own copyright, and then free registration, no payment at all.
Mufunge chinonakidzira nyaya ndechekuti dzimwe nguva iyo information inenge iri kunze ndakanyevenuka mufunge ndiri kwandani ndiri pamasaisai ndikuona pakanzi you can now join ZIMURA for free. Saka ndinofara nekuti mazonyasoti dzese umwe anga atovhunza izvezvi kuti ndakanzwa kuti iyo nyaya yekuti ndakanzwa last time I checked there was a fee and offices are only in Harare. Is there any online platform as well? But I know of course you give more details pamusoro paizvozvo. Zviri kuitika kune dzimwe nyika tinongonzwa kuti manzi yese yaya akaimba iri kunzi haisi yake, you know. And I think inodzokera panyaya yemacopyrights amamuchataura as well kuti do you own your music. Vazhinji tiri kuzoita dambudziko rekuti unozoti ndakabirwa song naningi wakabirwa asi ndeyako here, pozotsvakurudzwa poonekwa kuti haisi yako, which is another thing that I think is important kunzwisisa kuti how do you do that. Iyo copyright yacho chii chinofanira kutsigira kuti tizoziva kuti ndiwe wakaimba nzwi yacho.
All right. Copyright Well, there's no copyright in ideas. As soon as you reduce your ideas into some material form, copyright will begin to exist. So as long as you have your ideas on a CD or somewhere where it's tangible, copyright exists. Kana pazo itape kuti probably somebody comes in achiti song yangu yakabiwa or something like that, we take it up from there. But as ZIMURA, as long as you bring your evidence that you own the copyright, clearly indicated on your artwork, and you bring your identification particulars, you are eligible to register. If somebody then comes later and claims that, no, I am the one who composed this song, we then put that song into dispute, and then we take it up from there. We invite both parties to get their side of the stories until we get to an agreement. If we fail to get to an agreement, then we advise the parties to take the matter to the courts.
Iko kumachari kune nyaya hombe kumakotsi uku ndakazobigwa song naningi zvikazodai, but it's a story for another day. Let me get back to you, Alexio. You deal with the information. Are the numbers pleasing in terms of the registration at the moment? Do you know vanoti iyo inyaya kuti because of conspiracy sometimes let me not register, and I think I speak kunyanyanya kuma upcoming artists ndopachiri nedambudziko in terms of being a professional, being registered, and kuziva kuti zvinofamba sei. What are the numbers looking like?
I'll tell you, the numbers are pleasing. Scatter, we've got over 4,000 artists registered with ZIMURA, and that's not a joke. And these are not just artists. This is inclusive of the big names that you know. Those big names that you can think of, that you can name right now, all those people are members of ZIMURA because they've seen the importance of being a member. So I would tell you, it's very pleasing.
Lovely. It's good to hear that, honestly. And I will continue pleading with the upcoming artists to register with ZIMURA. Like you said, there are benefits, to it as well. And it's not just about benefits, but to serious nebasa racho rauri kuita. I understand as well kunzoku vanotarisa kuti are you a member of the governing body music? Munyika yako yechizvarwa yacho, and that also adds to your resume and your CV or whatever it is. That will make you qualify kune mamwe sectors. Let me get back to you now, Rose. I understand there's a new ZIMURA body that is now in play, that is now functioning. Zvinofamba sei kuti tibatanidze? Ndanzwa muchitaura kuti pane macomposers, pane maproducer, pane vanhu vakasiyana siyana, asi kuunganidzwa kwesangano iri, how does it work?
All right. The general membership of ZIMURA is made up of composers, authors, and publishers, like I said. So the board is then elected from the general membership. What then happens is, if it's an elective year, we inform the members that this year is going to be an elective AGM. So the members are then asked to nominate whom they wish to be a board member. Once they are nominated, they then get to be voted for at the AGM. So once you are nominated, it's your duty now to campaign.
Not to campaign,
yes, because
yes,
so they actually voted for at the AGM. As Ringo Erekani Rango Buda Kuti Alexio, our board member, no, they are voted for, and those who get the highest votes are then considered to be the board members.
That's lovely. Ipapo futi pani kunzoku vakavashara sei kone vakashara ningi. We have a lot of that going on as well, but I'm glad you had to clarify kuti aiwa zvine maitirwa zvinoitwa to get these individuals at the helm of this governing body. Alexio, the current state of our music, looking at it, I always ask artists now when they come through for interviews, and they give me their opinion, but let me hear it from you. Where are we as Zimbabwe in terms of competing? Where are we?
I think in terms of creativity, in terms of the craft itself, as musicians, there's a lot of development, there's a lot of improvement from where we're coming from.